This is yellow ochre. Red iron oxide, which is one of my favourite colours. And I thought I'd use some white as well today, because I'm printing over cyanotypes, which are blue. Okay. A bit more. Okay. This is a texture plate which was made with hot glue gun. I might just turn it over and do it again from this side. So you can see that plate was what's on here. And then it's just a matter of laying down the dried seaweed. However you feel like you want to do it. Drying seaweed takes time, and it's a delicate process as well, so you know there's a lot of preparation in getting to this point. Then I'll just put it onto a piece of tissue or deli paper to lift up the background a bit. This is just acid-free tissue. So this becomes a very beautiful print as well, but that's not what I'm after really. But these can always be used in collage. Now this Aqua ink tends to give a particular texture in the background as well, which you may or may not like. Okay, I'll pull this off. And you can see that texture I'm talking about, and even better on the plate. So then it's a matter of taking off the seaweed. I almost don't like getting the ink on it, because it was such an effort to get it in the first place. Okay. I'll take that first print. This is probably not going to be so wonderful, but we'll see. So this is card. I might just put it across like this so that we see what happens first time round, and then put the bottom of this onto that piece of tissue. So you can see the print on the tissue paper. Then you'll see the print on this piece of paper. Well, actually this is light card, but you can see that a Kua has a particular background quality to it, which is very water-like. So if you're looking to get something that's like, or a feeling of what you're trying to express, it's important to look at the inks or the paints that you're using as well to get what you want. Now I'll do one with a over a cyanotype. So this time I'm going to use, this is phthalo blue, and I might use will I use white, or this, if I use this it's going to give a darker colour. This is the oxide. Here we go. I need to clean this sprayer off. Ready to go. And of course, if something good's happening in the background, you can always use that as well. From the brayer, I mean. Far too much ink on here now. So what I would do is take it off onto a piece of tissue, get rid of some of it. Akua inks are very oily. I suppose in many ways they're not my favourites, but they're still, you know, I've got them, so I want to use them up. Alright, so let's put the plate, the texture plate on. Yeah, so that's better. And then I might use some different kind of seaweed this time. About this one. No, not that one. This one. And maybe not that one. This one. Which is very nice. I like that one a lot. And that. So this time I'm going to print it onto a cyanotype. So this is a cyanotype, and I might take this bit up here, I think. Okay, this is different paper too. This is actually printmaking paper. And you can see that that's worked out very beautiful. Very pleased with that one. So this the Akua ink has gone into the areas that were masked out on the cyanotype, and then it's deepened the cyanotype colour in the background as well, because it's blue as well. And this is a tiny little, it's still a cyanotype, and I'm going to put that one here. Can have a peek. Yeah, that one's rather beautiful too. I wanted to give a feeling of the ocean and water. So with this is a little bit crunchy, so I'm going to put that onto a piece of deli paper, and then I'm going to print it afterwards onto the cyanotype. Okay, so you can see how the seaweed resists the paint or the ink. So I could print it over that again, which I might do in a minute. So now I can take the seaweed off. And you'll see how beautiful that is on the plate. And I'll print that over a cyanotype. Just got to find one that I think will work. This is one with a bird on it, and I just think, yeah, it might be nice to have that going up there like that. Okay. So it's very gentle, but at the same time. So this here could be put on here. Okay. So it just creates extra depth in the print rather than just a blue and white, which can look nice, but at the same time. So what I might do is bring back that piece of deli paper that I just used before. Now we need something that's going to be darker for that, so I'm going to use black. It will the idea is you're wanting to be creating contrast, and often I find that if you're going to use Akua inks, you're best to leave them out in the air a little bit so that they become more viscous. Now you can see this one compared to, say, this, runs off the knife. This one is it stays on the knife more. Viscosity just means thicker, less viscous, runnier. So there we go. So on this brayer, I was it had blue on it, but that's all right. It's still dark, and you can see how the more viscous ink is harder to spread. So you have to really get into it. But then, because it's more viscous, it does create a better resist. So, you know, you have to decide what you're after, I suppose. And I never mind the unevenness of the background. I quite like that. And I'll do the board again. And you can see that that's made a great impression this time. Now, what to put on there? I was thinking I'd use this one. Okay. Now, it's almost too good to put over something else, that one. So what will I use? This had already something on it, but it doesn't worry me really. I'll just use it. The idea is to just go for it anyway. See what you get. I'll have a peek. Oh yes, most of the ink came off. So that's made that a lot darker. So what you can do now is take that off, and then I'll print that over that piece of deli paper, like this that I did just before. In Australia, it's very hard to get proper deli paper. It's expensive. So this was bought from amazon.com.au, and I have tried it out. And there is a bit of a difference with American deli paper. It's quite a bit thinner. And it feels lightly waxed. But at the same time, it's very responsive. These bits down here are very beautiful. Once they dry, they'll be even nicer. So I might put some more of that in this area up here. See if we can pick up a bit more of that. Yeah. So we wait and see when it dries. Don't know if I like that so much. So we might do some more yellow ochre, which is one of my favourite colours. Love it. This does look beautiful with cyan blue. It always works out nicely. thinking that I'd use this to go down the side a bit. It's just a bit of protector sheet that I cut out. Then we can put the bits and pieces on. Haven't used this one yet. Let's see what that one does. And I love this bit. It's gorgeous. And I've got a little bit here that could go, yes, here maybe. There we go. Now I have this blue print and I have a greenish sort of print. Now what I can do is I can put it on while the ink is the first pull, or I can use it, put it on as a ghost print. So on this one, because it's dark, it's probably better to use the full-blown colour. So I'm going to put it here. Yep. And because it's been masked, you can see what happened there. So you could further go and put some things in that area as well. Now I'm going to put this plate on, which has lots of colours on it now, so it's going to affect what is actually happening on the plate. It's getting interesting now. Right, so what I might do now is put that onto a piece of tissue paper. Now this is just acid-free tissue, it's not deli paper. Acid-free tissue is very responsive to acrylic inks. Okay. Let's see that. Now we'll take this off. The thing with the Cura inks though on the plates, you can't do that lovely plan B thing where you add white over the top. It just doesn't work. So this is very yellow, so I'm thinking that probably it's not good to put it on that. Won't show up. So we need something that's bluer. This has already had a little bit of one printing, so So I'm thinking that I'll do this, put this one here, see what happens. And of course, if it doesn't work out, you can just keep going, clean it off and start again. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the best thing would be to put another something over and to print it. Now these, you can only push these inks so far before they actually just become absolute mush. Now this is the deli paper that I used before. I have all these Akua inks, and honestly I need to use them, I suppose, but they're not my favourites when it comes to printing. I prefer oil-based traditional inks. Even on the jelly plate they work nicely. But I thought I'd show you these. So it's building up layers, but if you can see that it starts to get a bit mucky, it's probably better on another kind of a card or paper. Or I had this, so I could put it on here, just take that off, put it somewhere else, and I'll put this somewhere down here, and then do that over the top of this one. This one's looking as though it might be quite nice, but it's only on tissue paper. But sometimes the tissue is more responsive to picking up detail. Finer the paper, the finer the detail. Oh, that looks like a garden of some sort. Not necessarily an underwater garden, but it's a garden nonetheless. Okay, that might be enough.